Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen. We're in the post-pandemic time right now. And during the pandemic, a lot of people were stressed, anxious, really uptight. And as we leave the pandemic, or will we, because we're not even sure, there are now signs that we may have to go back to mandatory masking and maybe even quarantining. A gentleman, a doctor, has created something called Relaxx, Relaxx. And you can find that, by the way, it's an app, and there's a free version and a paid version. The paid version is just a few dollars, and it's really quite terrific. I've been playing with it for the last couple of days, and I will be playing with it more. Our guest is Dr. Krista Bhatta, and he is currently, I'm looking here, I'm trying to find this. He is practicing as chief of urology at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor, Maine. And I welcome you to Late Night Health, Doctor.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure to be with you.
I was teasing you before. You're from India and you're living in Maine now. How long have you been in the United States?
I came in 1988. And in Maine, I have been 28, 29 years.
You're a native then. You're here. This is your home.
I don't know if you have been in Maine, but they say you have to be here 3 generations before you become a Mainer.
I have been to Maine a number of times, and I understand that, lobsters are very cheap there to eat. And,
not this year.
Not these days?
No, this year somehow it is more expensive, but
oh my.
Lobsters are great food, and my wife loves them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and here in the LA, Southern California area where I am, they're even more expensive because we have to buy them a first-class plane ticket to come. Have you experienced, even in your urology practice, a lot of patients with a lot of stress? I know that if a man has stress, he can have problems urinating.
So what you are saying is substantiated, Mark, by publication from JAMA recently. And they found that the incidence of anxiety and depression have doubled pre-COVID and post-COVID. So that's their finding. And there was another research by New York Times. They did survey of over 1,300 mental health care providers. And the same thing came out that, the issue has almost doubled, if you compare that to pre-COVID. So COVID has had a toll on all of us.
Can stress and anxiety have a physical effect? I'm playing in the background. I'm playing with the app right now. And a young lady was saying namaste, and namaste to you, ma'am. Can it have physical attributes?
Yeah, there is a term that in medicine people use, psychosomatic. So yes, you can have physical effects of mental issues. Sometimes it shows and sometimes we hide them. But yes, there can be, people can get ulcers, it's common knowledge.
Right. And as I mentioned, guys can have problems going to the bathroom, peeing because of stress. Why did you come up with this app? It's interesting. You have meditations, there's mindfulness, there's a lot of different spokes to this wheel on Relaxx.
Yeah. Relaxx has some more unique and niche concepts, and starts from kind of simple practices to very deep practices, which advanced meditators can also use. But somebody at workplace or school can find it helpful as well. The main components that are that we say is helpful is, one of them is intermittent silence, which is very much like intermittent fasting as a word. But take a break, 5-10 minutes in a day, and spend time with yourself. And we have structured it, there is a structure to it, but the whole concept is give your brain a rest. which most of us don't like to. I mean, we like to keep the brain going all the time. So just 5 to 10 minutes a day of intermittent silence is one part. The other is the concept of coexistence. And this is something that I love myself because before this word, people will say, accept something. And my point is, if something I don't like, if I don't like my neighbor, I don't have to accept, but I have to learn to live. It's like coexist with, that. Or sometimes it can apply to your spouse. You don't have to like 24 hours, 24/7 or 365, days. So sometimes you don't, but you learn to coexist. So that coexistence with inside as well. Inside, sometimes anger comes, sometimes frustration comes, sometimes depression comes. And yes, you have to deal with that and you have to learn how to get beyond that. But still, when it is there, you can coexist with it and then work on it. So this coexistence is a big part of our app.
Where did you learn about this? I mean, meditation started in India, and you are from India. Your medical training was in not only India, but in England and also in Massachusetts. I'm assuming that they didn't teach meditation or meditation techniques in medical school.
Yeah, you are right. That was not where I learned meditation, but my journey of meditation and medicine has been parallel. And I found that the meditation practices helped me become a good doctor. So if it helps me become a good doctor, why will it not help Mark or someone else? Because it's what helps humankind is universal, right? So I thought of putting it together in that, and you can see in the background it says bring the peace with you. So if you are peaceful, it doesn't matter where you go, you will bring that peace with you. And that is a powerful concept, that if you have, if you build energy, like when I talk of meditation, I say it is conserving energy, creating energy. It's nothing to do with pacifying your mind. The mind takes care of itself. Peace happens. But what you are doing is conserving energy by not wasting energy. We are experts in wasting energy.
Bring the peace with you. I like that. Our guest is Dr. Krista Bhatta. He has created a wonderful app. It's called Relaxx, Relaxx, and it's available on at the Apple Store and the Android Store as well.
Yes, it's available on both. It is free to download, but some of the areas are premium and they're subscription based.
And the subscription is very modest.
You're
doing this to help people, Doc.
That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. I want to share what helped me with others, but we still have to make it successful. And to make it successful, there is a model that others are using, and we follow the same model.
Right, but you're a lot less. When we come back from our break coming up, we'll talk about that and compare your product, Relaxx, to some of the other ones that are out there. And I think that would be beneficial. Before I start a show, almost every time, I take a minute and relax and kind of meditate about the program. Do you do that before surgery?
So that's a very important point you just said. And that's what we are trying to do, that take a break, right? So, and you can visualize the day. So one of the companies that we partnered with, they used to do physical stretch in the morning or, wherever they are. It's a construction company, so they may be besides a bridge or roadside, but they have created this habit of doing stretch for 5 minutes. Now they have added a mental stretch, which is what you said, take a deep breath, visualize your day and what you are going to be. So it's interesting that one of the golf players, Jason, in Australia, he closes his eyes before every shot. on the tour, and he visualizes the shot. So I think it's a great idea. And yes, in surgery, most of the surgeons will practice, have a kind of mental, processing of the shot of the surgery they are going to do, and that I think enhances outcome. In sports as well, it's a common thing that people do.
Doctor, we're going to take time out. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation. Our guest is Dr. Krista Bhatta. He is the creator of Relaxx app, Relaxx, and you can get it for free and play with it, and then subscribe if you like what you get. This is Late Night Health. We'll have a pretty picture of Dr. Bhatta on our website, as well as information about Relaxx. All that at latenighthealth.com. I'm Mark Allen with John Bandcamp, who's sitting in for Daryl Wayne. Don't go away, more coming up. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Allen. The show continues in a moment.
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
There's a lot of talk all over the internet about the remarkable benefits of Carbon-60, and baby boomers are especially excited about it. Greska's Carbon-60 is the premium Carbon-60, developed by an aerospace and NASA scientist. 95% of Greska's customers report positive results from this Nobel Prize-winning technology in just 4 days. Imagine more energy, better health, and more vitality. It's very bioavailable to quickly mend toxin-crippled cells. This is a super powerful antioxidant. Bob Greska is so confident that you'll love his Carbon-60, he wants to send you a bottle at 50% off the regular price to see how life-changing this will be for you. Call 720-600-6040. That's 720-600-6040. Visit c-60.com to learn more. Call 720-600-6040 now, or visit c-60.com. Role models. They can make all the difference. In our world today, they have never been more important. One of the nation's most successful mentoring organizations is Jewish Big Brothers Big Sisters of Los Angeles. Their mission is to assist youth in achieving their full potential through innovative and impactful programs. And no nonprofit agency does it better. Jewish Big Brothers Big Sisters of LA serves Jewish children, boys and girls in our local community with a mentoring program that's been going strong since 1915. That's only the beginning. This nationally known agency owns and operates Camp Bob Waldorf. Its summer camping and weekend retreat programs enrich the lives of youth throughout Greater Los Angeles. Then there's a college support program, and last but not least, work that helps kids all over the world through the Teen Talk app. Want to learn more? Go to jbbbsla.org. Donate, get involved. There's no better way to make a difference. Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen. We are relaxing together. We're meditating and doing mindful techniques with the Relaxx app. Our guest is Dr. Bhatta, Dr. Krista Bhatta. When you were growing up, was meditation and mindfulness part of your daily life?
When I was growing up as a kid, I grew up in a family that was like my father had interest in that. At that time, I was not that keen on it. As a teenager, I was busy, doing other things in life that we all do, and
chasing girls and getting ready for college.
Yeah, I don't know how many girls I chased, but but getting ready for college. But I was exposed to it, and some of them I used to kind of say why. It's like, but probably it was having an impact on me. But as I went to medical school, I think I started meditating, and sometimes I'll leave my medical school and go away for a week's retreat or something. It was.
The hardest part for me is something that you said, clearing our mind and just, it came in, things start jostling into my head. You got to go to the bank, you've got to do this, you have these honeydews from your wife, you've got to write this, all these things. How do you stop that? What's the secret?
The secret is don't try to stop. So we say that mind has two parts. One is minding and the other is mindfulness. So minding will do its job. That's why I say minding, because it's a continuous ongoing process. And it's not a good idea to stop it because it won't happen. So try to focus on something that you're doing to create energy or conserve energy. So you close your eyes, you're conserving energy. You close your mouth, you're not trying to express, not trying to speak, you're conserving energy. You're not.
And that's very hard for me to do as well, to close my mouth. I mean, after all, I am a talk show host.
Yeah, that's great. But, for 5 minutes, I think by practice, all of us can do it. In the beginning, it can be uncomfortable silence. But once you start learning the process of silence, the door to insight opens. And then you create energy by different meditation techniques. Once you are at a higher level of energy, somehow it becomes peaceful. So let it be a byproduct, because the more you try to suppress your thoughts in the brain, the more they keep popping up. And I know many people try to teach you to do that, but it's a kind of self-unfulfilling kind of things that it's just not going to happen. And then you will say you're not trying harder. And then you say, okay, that's it. It's not for me. But you do practice meditation in the sense that when you take a break before you do something and think about what you're going to do. So at that moment, you're focused.
Can Relaxx the app, can that help you unclutter your mind?
It will reduce the chatter in your mind. And the major thing I feel that you need, whether you are a doctor, whether it is you or anyone else, is to come to that one thought. So you have 20 thoughts in your head. How do you bring it to one thought? Like if I'm focused, I'm doing surgery, I need to know what I'm cutting, right? It's like the bomb disposal, blue wire or the red wire. So that one point, oneness or the decisiveness or the focus, I think that's more important than clearing the mind. Clearing the mind is something that probably is not going to happen.
If you meditate, you've already talked about in our last segment, you've talked about how stress can affect us physically. Ulcers, men can't get the flow going as easily. What about blood pressure? Blood pressure seems to have increased during the pandemic. Blood pressure meds, while they're helpful, they may not be the best way of reducing and lowering blood pressure. Meditation, can that help?
Well, I'm a doctor, so I will say that yes, take your medicine, and of course,
Right.
Meditation helps in blood pressure, meditation helps in diabetes, but to do meditation for blood pressure and to do meditation for diabetes is not what I would say. Yes, it definitely helps. So here is a food for thought, Mark. We have a burnout rate in doctors, which is about 50%.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we have other statistics as well. In construction industry, like 15 people commit suicide every day. Or in veterans, 22 people commit suicide every day. We try to focus on them. What I am trying to say, why don't you focus on the 50% that don't burn out in medicine? And see what qualities they have or they were born with or how they live. And then try to improve those or put those into those people who burn out. So that is where my focus is. So yes, Relaxx has components that will build your inner strength. And once your inner strength is built, so one way is to take medicine, which is good, that works. The other way is to work on your mind and condition your mind to, be peaceful or deal with things. But the third way, which is building your inner strength, once you build your inner strength, you are at a level where you won't burn out.
I think the number of prescriptions for anti-anxiety meds has increased dramatically during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
Right? And then people can get addicted to some of these. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I know you're a doc, but don't you want to get people off of these things and into meditation instead?
I would definitely second that.
Yeah.
So you start doing meditation, the need for medicine will go down, whether it is blood pressure medicine or any other things. And that is always good. But I wouldn't start by taking them off medicine and then, saying instead do this. So,
you have to do it under the supervision of your doctor.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get to. Yeah.
Doctor, I really appreciate your coming on. And the app, Relaxx, it's easy to use. It's really fun, and there are different components to it. And it's available at the Apple Store and the Android Store as well. And 5-10 minutes a day, Dr. Bhatta is keeping the doctor away by helping you be mentally and physically healthy. Doctor, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time today. I'm Mark Allen, and that wraps up this edition of Late Night Health. John Van Camp, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your helping. And hello to Daryl Wayne, and he should be back. Hopefully he'll be back soon. And we will see you next week. In the meantime, have a good week. Have a safe week. Most importantly, have a healthy week. Go ahead. Go for that walk around the block. I know I will. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.